listen to...
Hold on. Another episode of Random Shit is just starting right now with the... What do you guys call your podcast?
Re and Dim.
Re and Dim?
Next up.
Next up. I'm here with Next Up. That's what I'm going to call it. Re and Dim Next Up here on Random Shit. Go ahead.
Okay. So, for a quick minute, let me just ask this question because it might take me a few seconds to get through that.
Take your time. I'm here.
So, what I have coming to understand,
or at least you think you do. Go ahead.
is you're listening to songs, podcasts, scores.
I listen to damn near everything, and
books.
it's like...
Now, are you listening to things that you are choosing to feed your mind, or are you listening to things that do that but also kind of relax and free your mind?
For the most part, I'll tell you what, because I deal with so much depression and anxiety, I listen to spa music channel on Pandora, to be honest.
Spa music like what?
Okay.
Just called spa. It's
literally
called
Pandora.
You look at Pandora spa. It's called spa music, and it'll pull up random ass like it sounds like music you hear on Killer Instinct, you know, like the video, like Super Nintendo video game shit. But I mean, like I said, I pretty much listen to everything, and like when I hear that shit, it's like it pretty much all sounds the same, and it's like that's cool. I mean, if that's what the kids and whoever is like of the trend right now, that's what they're listening to, and they can like their ear is trained to, you know, to absorb that and listen to that, and they like it, by all means. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not knocking it. I'm not going to sit there and say like, oh, you kids don't know what you're doing, or I'm not that old man shit or whatever. It's just it doesn't. Stage. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work for me. I know when I'm in a club, yeah, I'm the old head. It's just like it's there. It's great. I just have a level of respect for hip hop because I remember there was a point in time where the music that I was listening to, my parents didn't listen to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, absolutely. All right. They tore it down. They tore it down, and I was like, that was just my music. This isn't mine. I wouldn't consider this my music. Like if I were to, like, let's say for me as an artist, I sing or whatever. So and I can rap a little. I figure I can rap a little bit. If I were to rap, I would not rap to that form of music, even though it's current with today. And I probably wouldn't be able to market that. I was just having a conversation with my brother, to be honest, because a friend of mine that raps from back home, he's trying to do like this street shit. My thing is, you're 35 years old. I don't think that rapping about street shit is going to get you out there. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work that way. Like on some, not like on some mafiosa shit, but just talking just like straight street shit. Like Mobb Deep at 35 is not going to be marketable. You know what I mean? Now, if you're on some learning the way the industry works, if how Rick Ross does, it works because it's like a movie. You know what I'm saying? That's why Biggie was so marketable, because when he came out, he was on, it was like Ready to Die was like a movie. You can see, like he told vivid images in his lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
So, yes.
Go ahead.
Now is music then more of, so besides the work that you do with music,
right?
Separate that. Now is music more of the, I want to feel, because for me, when I listen to music, like he knows all the time, I listen to a lot of old music. I listen to a lot of, 90s rock, or, the
Nirvana
scene. Yeah.
Everything.
Eagles.
Black Sabbath.
Yes. Yeah. I listen to all that. And he's like, why do you listen to old shit? Like all the time. But that's what I feel like makes me feel comfortable. And like when I'm doing my makeup or hair, it's like what makes me feel zen. So is that like where you feel in music besides the work part? Is like when I want to listen to music, are you in that space of like, I want to listen to something that I feel comfortable and nostalgia and like all of that sort of sense? No,
really, for me, I just listen to shit to just see if I like it. You know what I mean? Like for me, like listening to Gorillaz, I like Gorillaz. You know what I mean? Like I can break up shit. Like there's in this phone alone, like I created a section that has nothing but like all R&B. There's like an R&B section. There's like a rap and hip hop section. There's like a pop section. There's like a rock section. You know what I'm saying? So it can go anywhere from like hearing Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit to Billy Idol.
Sounds like yeah.
You know, what is it? Billy Idol's Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
To hearing Gorillaz, Dirty Harry. To hearing Seether. You know what I'm saying?
So are you listening to all this music because you enjoy it? Or are you listening to all of it because you want to find different sounds for your production?
No, I enjoy it. I mean, I do get inspiration from that. Like whenever I'm in a movie and shit, like if there's like an intense scene that has like a lot of brass or whatever, yeah, I'm definitely inspired by that shit.
Great. All right, it's Big Dim coming in here like Swag Dojo. Like,
hey, say what's up. Say what's up to your audience. To my audience, man.
This is the new man out here. We out here. This might be the first time you hear me in this podcast. My name is Demetrius. I came out here.
He was throwing
West
up the last time we did this show.
Yes, I was.
We talked insecurities, and you were throwing. I
was throwing up all over the place.
I didn't realize it was
that. But so, now that I'm coherent. Now that I'm coherent. So, we're talking about music, right? And what music means to you. So,
yes, sir.
You're talking about how you might have been listening to punk, rock, hip hop, and getting inspiration from everybody. So, what does music mean to you on a spiritual level?
From a spiritual level, what does music mean to me?
Yep.
It is something that uplifts me. Somebody must have texted me right there. But yeah, it's something that uplifts me.
Is this your bag? This one?
Yeah, it's my bag and my bin of food.
That's on the podcast.
That's on the podcast.
Yep. This bag. You wanted to start the podcast. You talking about a fucking bag.
Say,
HD, tell him what's up, man.
HD.
Tell him what's up, HD.
What's up, man? I fucked up.
Hey, yeah, play it.
Please fuck up.
Who's on the podcast? Who's on the podcast?
Sorry, ho. Be careful.
Be careful.
Spiritual level. What does music mean to you?
I am tired of your presence. Dismiss.
Please fuck up too.
Yeah. You know, I get, you know, it gets from a spiritual level. You know, it's very be inspirational.
What
so y'all.
What got you into music?
What got me into music? Really, my father, because I felt like that was my way to get closer to him. Because me and my father don't really have the closest relationship.
Me and my father don't have a relationship, so
there you have it. But my father was I knew my father was into soul. He was into funk. He was into R&B. So I was like, if I learned this shit from his time frame, maybe me and him could actually bond on something. Do you think? And then I developed a love for this music. You know what I mean? So I can debate funk, soul, and R&B from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s because I grew up with it. I can debate that to this day with anyone.
Do you think that your father and your mother have a similar relationship, or do you bond with one over the other?
Well, my mother was strictly female R&B, and then Luther and Peebo Bryson. Okay. And then my dad is more, and then gospel as well. So you figure BB and CC, and then Kurt Franklin and the family, Kurt Franklin, God's Property, and any other Kurt Franklin album he came out with, and Donnie McClurkin, that was more mom. And then my dad is more Switch, Isley Brothers, Bar-Kays, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And
so how do you think that you developed a music talent outside of your mom and your father?
I'll tell you this. So I'll tell you what happened the day I became a music producer. My dad has this rinky-dink ass keyboard, right? And my dad is playing Heat Wave Groove Line downstairs. And I'm in my room playing Groove Line on the keyboard. Okay. That was the day I learned that I could play the keyboard by ear. And I was I would just find a note and then I put it all together because I photograph from memory just to remember that and bring that shit together. Sure. And then one day I come home from school, they're I guess they're off for whatever, off of work that day. I come downstairs and they have a new keyboard for me. It's the same keyboard I have in my house right now. It's in my bedroom.
Yep.
And like they heard me playing, and it was just like, we're gonna get Romy a keyboard because apparently he's pretty good at what he does. And then just from that point on, it's just always been that way. And then when I was in the Air Force, like 2007, I had never recorded myself doing music. I would play music all the time in my room, but I never recorded music until I got with my buddy Steve Chubbs or whatever. And me and him became like almost like a tandem and shit. We came up with the music group called JMSC, John McAllister, Steve Chubbs or whatever. And then I just
How does that music group come to exist though? Like how do you come up on this guy like, hey, I make music or I am a fan of music. What do you like?
How do you come up on what's funny like is I really don't remember how me and Chubb met, man. But I do know we were just hanging in the dorms or whatever. And I just came by Chubb's room one day, and he had a guy in there playing on the guitar through Reason, like it was connected and shit. And then I'm just playing. I'm literally like, he had a song playing, and I listened for about maybe 5 minutes, and I came up with a melody that just worked. And then we just started creating more and more content. And I didn't have any recording software, but then he gave me a disc to download onto my laptop, and then I was able to create music for the first time that was my own shit. And I fell in love with it. Like I'm telling you, like I would just come up with stuff. They would be more so into playing Super Smash Brothers, like on Nintendo 60, like Nintendo Wii. I think was a Wii.
It was 64 at first.
It was Nintendo Wii. Nintendo Wii they had was big or whatever, and I was just like, man, I just want to do music. Like I had this idea that by 2007, at this time I was getting ready to get out the Air Force. I was coming to Miami. I was like, I'm gonna move to Miami. I'm gonna become a singer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Producer and shit. That's what my whole thing was. I was gonna do airfield management, and I was gonna move into that. Kind of didn't go my way because I was sitting around waiting for somebody else. You know what I'm saying, to come in and like move in with the shit. But no more with that. You know what I mean? So I mean, it just became like I would make dope shit all the time. I just didn't know how to market it. We talked about marketing earlier. You know what I mean? So, but like now I'm at this point, I'm like making music, but I'm not getting into the right people.
So, what do you think your music talent is?
My music talent is
what do you have to bring to the genre that you want to produce for?
I think it's just a unique. I just think it's more so just a unique sound that infuses, of course, hip hop and like probably pop, if anything. Like if I had to choose, I'd be more of like the Linkin Park lane.
Okay,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that sounds great. So, if you're looking at like maybe like a melodic rock type rap fusion, what is the ultimate like vocal that you are looking for exactly?
Well, to be honest, like
you want like a Mike Shinoda, you want like a what is it exactly that you want for your type of producing?
Yeah, I'm thinking me, if like the lane I chose, I would do more of like party rap. Like if I could choose anybody,
party rock.
If I could choose anybody's lane that I would probably go into, like just what's in the industry, it'd be Pitbull. It'd be Pitbull.
Really?
Pitbull, Flo Rida, Nelly. If those make any sense of
that
how they
absolutely
connect.
Makes sense. But why do you think that's the case?
Because for one, there's only but so much I can rap about. You know what I mean? As far as like the struggle, because a lot of people that rap come from like a very hard struggle, and I don't come from that.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So you want more like feel good, happy.
It's more like being in a club. I can rap I can rap to women all day. I will talk to women all fucking day.
I think Flo Rida and
that's what I'm saying. Like again, I can make different records that go directly to this type of woman, to that type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Or even just like the fellas in the club just vibing, or having like you had a bad day at work and you just want to get out. Yeah. That even I can get into. Music, of course, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
so what kind of vibe do you have going for you without the vocals? Like, what do you have that you said that you've been producing for a minute. So where's the music that you can fit potential vocals to?
Fit potential vocals to R&B probably because, yeah, I mean it's just a knack.
Have you tried getting a singer to get on anything?
Yes and no. I would have to say that. Yeah, I've given like records to like someone that's supposed to work on it, and just they never get back to it. That's commonly the most case that you hear for a lot of people that's try to make it in music, and then it's just like, well, I'll just do it myself, and then it's like I just haven't done so yet. You know what I mean? So that's why I say I would put myself with my fellow Virginia artists such as Timbo and Missy.
Chris Brown's from Virginia too.
Well, we're more so. I think that's Northern Virginia. My area is more like Timberland, Missy, Pharrell. They are from Hampton Roads.
He was in the Sprite commercial. Come on, Cranberry Sprite. What's his name? What's his name? Bro, he's from the fucking Hampton Roads area.
I know there's Clips, there's Pharrell, there's there ain't but so many of us, man, out there right now. But
there isn't. But he just had a Sprite commercial. He had a cranberry Sprite commercial. It's been in all the movie theaters for a while now. I can't remember his name, but Virginia has a lot of people that come out. That's my point. So you have melodic people that come out. You have lyrical people that come out of Virginia. There are opportunities. So are you putting in the opportunities, or are you just trying to make the music and skate by with that?
Well, to be honest, right now the focus I've been putting more into has been my podcast, not so much music, but like if I were to pursue music, it would definitely, like I told you, be that lane about the whole thing of Pitbull and like party music, rather, because I feel like that's more something that I can vibe to. I don't really have like the whole like the struggle type music. You know what I'm saying?
So you like repeating bars? Like if somebody was gonna say like, I like party, then you want that shit to repeat. Like
I would try to be different from that, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'd be a few songs that would have that, but yeah, I would try to get away from that for the simple fact that it sounds like that. Like my whole thing is like originality is what I would like to do. You know, so find something that's different from that.
Originality. So you want something that's gonna sound different from what we have out right now. So what is the sound that you want?
I haven't created it yet. That's the thing.
So what is the creation that you're trying to make then?
Well, it's something that's definitely out of the box, and like again, my influences.
But you like to be in the box. We already talked about that. You like to be out in the box.
Yeah,
so.
And you saw what the box got me. I ain't getting my fucking ring like I wanted it, man.
You like to be in the box.
We lost. We lost the Super Bowl, man.
We did.
Yeah, I mean West Coast, but I mean we're still riding for San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo got to take that. You got to take that shit. You got to take that. They got to take that L. But I mean, you know, like again, just having like that party rap, that would be awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like again, that's something that like folks can just ride with for like the rest of their life. They can like live, you know, have the good times too. That's really what I like to do.
So what do you expect? What do you want to come out of your production?
Coming out of my production, man, something that's just like, oh my God, I haven't heard anything that ever sounded like that. But at the same time, it makes you feel good, and you know, it makes you want to get on the floor and dance.
So you have to have at least a handful of tracks that don't have vocals, that just got a certain vibe.
The melody, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the melody itself is it just makes you just want to get up and dance. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, when you listen to Daft Punk, Get Lucky, before Pharrell says anything on that record, your ass is up and you're moving, you're grooving to that. You know what I'm saying? And like just that. These are my influences. You know what I'm saying? Like again, when you first time you hear, you're now tuned into the motherfucking greatest, and like Timberland has you. Timberland has you like, what the fuck is that?
He's been using mouth work for a long time.
And then you hear like, Corey, that mean that Sabago, headbanger. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my influences. These are my influences. You know what I'm saying? They're coming from our area, just like how it's just like out the box, and this is this sound. So that's really what it is.
So what do you want to achieve?
What I would like to achieve is having a sound that people will, people will feel, and then like giving music and giving life to people and a voice to people that feel like they do not have a voice.
Do you feel like you have a voice?
Oh, I damn sure got a voice. That's what my podcast is all about. Speaking for people that just not able to like to talk and stuff like that, which I love. 2 Cents. Shout out to everybody in 2 Cents. Shout out to the Locker Room. Shout out to Interviewer Room. Shout out to Random Shit, which this is, and of course Jay and Rome presents hip hop. Hip hop veterans. And then, of course, you guys, what's it called? The Next Step, right?
Yeah, we call it Next Up. We do a movie review podcast, me and my wife.
All right.
And we out here, what I'm saying? Like, Next Up.
Next up.
We just had
1917. What's good?
1917. We got a podcast for that. We got a podcast for Gretel and Hansel. We just saw that today.
Right.
And it's up there right now. You can find us on Anchor.
Where can I find you? Where can I find you? Straight up, tell them.
Anchor.com/nextup.
All of your favorite podcast services. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on everywhere. Just go find us.
Right.
Next up, movie reviews.
Yeah.
That's
where we're at.
Yeah, but
we're about 15 minutes an episode. It's not very long. We're not trying to hold your hand.
Well, you understand that that's pretty much where the attention span is to this day. I try to hold my episode between 35 to 45 minutes, but a lot of times they end up making an hour. But
sometimes people want to listen that long, though. So, just when I'm in the shower or something like that, I put a podcast on. And if it's like a 15-minute podcast, that'll get me through my shower and getting ready, cut my beard up a little bit, So.
Damn.
Winwood. What'd you guys think of Winwood?
Winwood's great. I think it would have been a lot better if it wasn't raining when we went out there. But there's a lot of great artwork, and I'm really big on graffiti. Coming from California, graffiti is like a part of our culture and where we come from, and I think that Miami has a really good art district. It seems like we didn't get to go to a whole bunch of bars, and we didn't get to experience the real Winwood treatment.
Yeah, you didn't get to go to Winwood Marketplace.
Right. But I think what we did experience was a great time, even though I ended up throwing up outside of Denny's and all that stuff. So
good, man.
It was so much fun.
You played Nintendo 64.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you played Nintendo 64. You had a couple drinks.
We
sat in the fucking rain. You got to,
We heard good music though. Our biggest thing is when we go out to these places is like hearing music that we want to hear.
Hits. Like legitimate hits.
But like a lot of places will play like country or just like random shit.
You guys like country?
No.
He doesn't like country too much. I do. But also, like, the DJ will do that thing where they fucking play 5 seconds of a song and then, like, play the next song. And it's like, okay, well, I didn't even get to enjoy even 30 seconds of that song. So, that shit gets annoying. So that's where we're like, well, where can we find a place that we enjoy listening to the music? We can get some good drinks, and that's I feel like our struggle a lot of the time. So... But we were able to do that in Winwood. We found a place, first thing, we found...
The thing is, what makes Winwood is the people that you're with. You know what I'm saying?
I think so, too.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
You got people like HDs and Web who, know how to have a good time and stuff like that. It goes well. I mean, it just sucks that they were, the Lakers were there to honor Kobe.
Yeah.
And they fucking lost.
That fucking was shitty.
That is not how the Lakers want to be honored.
I mean, how was it that the 49ers were supposed to be honored?
I mean, hold on.
I didn't see.
Nobody died in San Francisco while you keep trying to take shots
the 49ers.
at my knuckles. You keep trying to take shots at my knuckles.
Do you know how many Super Bowl rings they have, babe?
5.
You know how many we're supposed to have?
6.
Yeah. Do you know how many rings the Steelers
5.
have? 6.
Yep.
They were about to be tied with my team.
Yeah, nobody cares about your team. That's fine.
Yeah. So now the Chiefs have two.
After 50 years.
They got two, yeah.
Kermit the
50
Frog
years.
here.
Kermit the Frog.
Literally 50 years later, though. They won Super Bowl 4.
Yeah, the man was old as fuck. He was like, I got my first ring.
Yep. Kermit the Frog here got ring number 2.
Got ring number
Kiki.
2.
Ring number 2.
Yep.
And, hey, good for them. That's fucking amazing.
I mean, Sadie McCoy got one. Tyrone Hill got one.
Tyrone Biggums.
Sammy Watkins got a ring.
His name is,
Terrell Suggs.
Tyrone.
Terrell Suggs got a ring.
what's his name? The second youngest quarterback to win.
Patrick, my homeboy, Skip. Patrick, my homeboy, Skip.
Second youngest. So.
Yep. Which is good.
Only he
I'm
was a
happy
year
for him,
younger.
but I'm pissed at the same time.
Yeah. God.
Black selfish.
Oh, okay. I fucking fuck.
Fucking fuck, you know what I mean?
All I gotta say is, though, this is how I know.
Is that my man
Tyrone.
Stupid ass. I'm Tyrone. And I'm about to fuck your wife. I'm Tyrone and I'm about to fuck his wife.
I'm Tyrone. And fuck this fake ass building, bitch. All that goddamn smoking shit. You stupid. What you doing, man?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay Tyrone for being on my podcast. And
Tyrone's on your podcast tonight.
I gotta cut his shit out.
This is how
fuck-
I know.
I'm just
Tyrone
Rome, and I'm a fuck this. Yeah, that's stupid shit.
That's how I know sports events are paid, though. Is the first half of the fucking game, Niners did great. We saw their offense. We saw their fucking defense. What the fuck happened in the last 6 plays?
The same thing that happened in the Green Bay game. They
of
took
that fucking game.
they took the night off.
They were like, oh shit, never mind. I don't want to play this game no more. I'm gonna throw the ball over here. What the fuck?
They were listening to that shit y'all was playing earlier. That
That's
fucked
that
up.
Mac Miller. That's a Mac Miller.
You could see the no try.
What is that? What?
You could literally see it, and that's
Candlelight.
was frustrating.
I don't know. Is there anything you want to say to your fans before we close this shit up?
So I don't want to say anything to my fans specifically, but I think that, if you want to go follow us, if you like movie reviews, if you like listening to a wife and her husband talk about movies, then come listen to Next Up. We're on all the podcast services. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Anchor. You can find us on anything you look at podcasts about. If you want to talk about hip hop, you can come listen to the same shit you've been listening to this whole time.
Oh yeah.
But also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.
And write a fucking review.
Write a fucking
Write
review.
a fucking review. You listening to this shit?
You heard that shit.
Bird.
Gosh darn
Tell them write a fucking review.
You can also find us at Homestead. Don't forget that shit.
You feel us?
335.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's up?
What's up? We do?
What's up?
Hey.
We walk up the street.
Hey, tell them keep it at the block, homie.
Keep it at the block.
Yeah, write a review for the next step. Write a review for J.E.T.Sense and all the other podcasts. But this is Reed, this is D, and this is Rome, and we out. Peace.